lack of inspiration. How many of you suffer from that? I was listening to a video last night of one of my viewers, a new viewer, and he was just speaking for about 7 minutes how he feels nothing, no purpose to anything. He realises he's got childhood trauma, doesn't know what to do about it, just feels apathetic and wondering if there's ever going to be any end to it. And very, very rarely I feel in a similar sort of way. Like today, I got up and I did the usual stuff. I read for an hour, then I started with my music for a couple of hours, and then because it's beautiful weather, I go into the churchyard and I read for another hour, and then I do meditation for half an hour, then I do a bit of yoga for 20 minutes, and then I doze off for 20 minutes on a towel, and I'm just looking. And you know, sometimes when you look at things from a different perspective, it looks very different, doesn't it? So I was lying down looking up at the church and the trees and the clouds, and I couldn't hear anything except a couple of tweets of birds, and it was very heaven-like, and it's a constant reiteration of the stillness of my disposition. And so the stillness and the contentedness is an incredible, wonderful thing, and it really is the kingdom of God, and yet very few find it. And how do you find it? Well, through many realms, and it often takes a long time, and it seems that we absolutely have to suffer for a long time. Now, when I'm speaking to my therapist and I'm talking about the dull masses, and she says, well, how do you feel about that? And why do you feel about that? Why do you make it part of you? And I said, well, the army, you know, all is one. And albeit I am detached to a large extent, if I mix back with them, then of course I'm affected. And I see people, and I listen to people, and sometimes I engage with people. And then it's kind of like they drag me into their hell. And you know, when you've got friends that are tumultuous of mind, then it takes you out of your peace and stillness. And albeit, you know, friends and therapists and, you know, partners and lovers and family, we have obligations, don't we? But they do really affect us. And this is one of the reasons why I can't have a relationship with my sister, because I just see her poison, and she's absolutely adamant that she's fine, and I'm the one with the problems, reading all these books and not going to see anyone. But whenever she used to come round to my place, all I'd ever hear about was her bullshit. And I'd just sit there with an internal monologue thinking, how long am I going to stand this for? I'll just be quiet. I won't get involved and say anything that's going to fire her up. Just let her know in due course when it's time to leave. And try to be as diplomatic as I possibly can. But invariably that never happens because often she's drinking and things get inflamed. And so when I look at people and they're all troubled, so many people are troubled. You know, yesterday I see this guy in the gym, and he's one of these guys that just wears the earbuds all the time. He doesn't want to talk to anybody. He won't look at anybody. And you've got to ask yourself the question, how troubled is he? You know, you could think, oh, ignorant bastard, you know, being like that. But you have to ask the question, why is he like that? And so, on one occasion, I did speak to this guy. And he was working out on the dip bar. And he's less than 30. And, you know, decently fit, but nothing muscular or fantastic. And he did 15 dips. And when I do 45, or on a good day 50, and I'm over twice his age. And so I had a little bit of chat with him. And I said, so are you aiming high on that? And I'm not fucking pulling any punches. I said, look, I'm over twice your age. I'm effectively a fucking old man. And I'm pissing all over you. You know, what is it within you that's preventing you from doing more? You should, by all accounts, be able to do a lot more. But what it is, people, is they give up. They give up when the pain comes about, when the lactic acid builds, and they don't want to go on. And that's the people over the whole spectrum of humanity, giving up when things get a little bit tough. They don't want to breathe too heavy, they don't want to get exhausted, they don't want to exert themselves, they don't want to feel tired, they don't want to push through the pain, they've got no real goals, they're just not driven. So we've got a whole bunch of people these days in a state of apathy. And it's getting worse and worse and worse. All they are doing is closing themselves down in their gadgets. And their bodies are suffering, their minds are suffering, and as a consequence, societies and the world are suffering. Someone said to me in the comments, can you not go where traffic is? I'm like, well, I'd love to, mate. I really would love to. I'd love to be back in Portugal, in the Algarve, walking on the beach. But I'm in suburbia, and it is what it fucking is, you know. And if I'm going to fill my day like I do, I'm always doing two things at once, like I tell you. I'm never going to walk to the supermarket without making videos. Invariably, I just don't do it unless I've got something to contemplate, or I'm in a walking meditation, but I'm always doing two things. And so, traffic is a thing. And to be honest, when I listen to the videos back, it doesn't strike me as being absolutely horrendous. And okay, you struggle to hear a few words now and again if lorries are going by and this, but it's short-lived, isn't it? And so, why does that bother people? You know, in an ideal world, it wouldn't be like that. You know, even when I'm sitting in the graveyard, you know, people have got something to say about that. So they always got something to say. But anyway, fortunate for you, friend, who likes my videos, they're not all like that. There's only probably about a quarter when I'm walking to and from the supermarket or to the gym. So, when we look at lethargy, we look at the human paralysis, we look at like this guy's video I was listening to, and he just didn't seem to be able to get out of it. Seemed like he'd been in it all his life, and he said a couple of occasions he was 25 and you know, just wondering what the fuck. I sent him a message saying, well, there are ways out of it, and I'm not explicit about the ways. You know, I said continue to watch my videos, and in doing that you'll find out what the ways are. And the ways out of this hell are walking in nature, exercising in nature, exercising in general, forcing yourself, pushing yourself to run away from it, to run it out of your body, to get your heart pumping and your blood pumping and all your muscles working. And so you invite in ecstasy. You invite in cosmic ecstasy, people. And I'm telling you, and I'm telling you, and I'm telling you. And I tell you now, there's barely a single one of you that know what the fuck I'm talking about. When your body is a super fit, efficient machine, it just gives you all the chemicals that you need for ecstasy. Of course, you get created the right amount of neurotransmitters with your dopamine and your serotonin and your norepinephrine, your adrenaline. You've got all this stuff going on. It sends electrical impulses and power to your whole body, and your mind is flushed with this, and you feel fucking awesome. So listen the fuck up, people. If you are feeling shit, well, if you've got any power, then that's what you want to start doing. Start walking fast, start cycling, start doing something, and just push and push and push. And every time you do it to exhaustion. And then the exhaustion gets less and less, and it feels better and better. Now, the other thing is the meditation. And I don't talk much about meditation these days. I did all that in the early days, teaching transcendental meditation and all different varieties of meditation. But I meditate every day, and I've been doing it for 16 years. And meditation for me has been an absolute game changer. I've come out of meditations absolutely filled with inspiration, making videos for years and years and years. It's just a source of tapping into your unconsciousness or cosmic God consciousness. You get downloads. You know what to do. You know how to act. You know what to think, and you just get in touch with your intuition. You could call your intuition God. You can call your intuition your higher self, your archangels, or whatever you want to call them. Jesus, call it what the fuck you want. But something talks to you. And that's something, in most people, is benevolent. In some people, if they're schizophrenic, then if they're really, really ill, then they'll get devils in their heads and all different sorts of shit like this. But if you've got a healthy body, people, then your mind ultimately is going to be healthy too. So the exercise and the meditation. And then, of course, the entheogens, the psychedelics. They're an absolute must. They just reconfigure your brain in an instant. And for those of you that think you can do it another way, you can't. Think that it's a cop-out, it's not. You can put all different sorts of excuses up because you're afraid, but for those of us that have tried psychedelics reasonably frequently, you will have all different sorts of portals that open up and guidance as to what you're supposed to do in your life, and your consciousness will expand exponentially and you will grow, and ultimately you will end up like I am in the absolute bliss, proclaiming my enlightenment, because I don't have any doubt about it after all these years. And then, of course, it's diet, people. You gotta look at diet. You gotta look at what the fuck you're putting in your body. You can't be putting in the body all this shit. You know, you are what you eat, and so it's simple, isn't it? And then the other thing is the company you keep. Now, if you're living in families, then you can't avoid people. If you're living in close proximity to people, shared accommodation or whatever it is, you've got to seriously consider getting out and getting yourself some peace. So you don't have to be rubbing shoulders with degenerates and bad energies, because it's going to be very, very difficult for you to go forward if you are constantly mixing with bad energy. A partner which just doesn't understand you, doesn't work with you, or is rubbing against you. Ideally, you'll need to be on your own. Most people can't stand that. They just can't do it. When you have traumatic events and you retreat into your body, your ego closes down because it can't cope. So it has to close down the whole world. And when it closes down the whole world, you go into the dark night of the soul. Then you have 24 hours a day, because you can't work doing this, to repair yourself. And intuition will tell you how to do it, and you will start your meditation, you'll start your diet, you'll start your exercise, you'll start your reading, and all these different sorts of things. So you have to be proactive. And so if there's anybody out there, and I don't know about this dude, oh yeah, what's happening to my world, I don't know what's happening, what are you doing? What the fuck are you doing? Are you reading spiritual books? Are you listening to spiritual videos? By the look of you, dude, you're well overweight. You're too overweight. And I saw a sugary fucking can of drink on your desk. You're putting the wrong shit in your bodies. You got to know what the fuck to do. And it's not that difficult to learn about what the right thing is to do. You've just got to have the state of consciousness. Because if you're a victim state of consciousness, well, yeah, well, it's all like this, and oh, I've got no friends, and well, continue thinking like that, and you'll stay like that. But if you want to change, you will change. And the first thing you do is get up off your ass and start moving your body. So once again, you know, my level of teaching, it's I'm not fucking about. It's boot camp, people. It's boot camp for people that are fucking serious. And if you're not serious, then you won't last long, because it'll be too painful for you. The things I say will be just too painful, because I ain't giving you no fucking easy way out. I ain't giving you no pill. You take this pill and then everything's fucking honky-dory. Unless, of course, you're taking fucking Prozac or something. And then you might get a little bit of a spike. But you won't be in the real world, and you won't be experiencing what it is to be a human being. There ain't no shortcuts, people. It's work, 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 work. So today, I was like, oh, I feel tired, you know, and I was lying down, dozing off, and, you know, I work out hard every day, and I should maybe have more days off, but I don't. There's something that keeps driving me. So I thought to myself, well, okay, fuck it, I'm done in the churchyard now. I'm going to I'll go to the supermarket, get that walk, make a video, come back vitalised, and it'll be time to the gym. So I'll walk then another 2 miles to and from the gym, and you know, pump it up, and I'll come back and I will have earned my bottle of Newcastle Brown, and I'll start chopping my salad and cooking my meats, and I'm eating chicken thighs tonight. And so I put it together. But there's like half an hour, oh, I can't be bothered even to do DMT. I just wasn't in the right frame of mind. You know, to do DMT, I've got to be filled with life, and I've got to want to see something. And to be quite honest, I need more clouds in the sky. I need big fuck off clouds in the sky, because when you do DMT, with those big fuck off low clouds, they turn into entities, and they are absolutely far out, man. They are like real human beings flying through the sky with beards and hair. Oh my God, no wonder I'm doing all this thing. I'm emanating these gods that I saw in the sky. I saw, you know, one dude looking like me when I was just doing Wim Hof breathing exercises. It's when I didn't have my dreads, but I had the long hair and a half as much as beard, and I saw, you know, almost exactly the same as me up in the clouds when I was doing these heavy deep breathing. And then it went away after about 20 seconds, and I thought, well, let's see if I can bring it back again. I started breathing very deeply again, about 12 times, and I looked up and it came back again. A bearded man in the sky, people. And then you see these bearded men in the sky, in the clouds, when you take entheogens. The last time I took mushrooms, I saw some huge figure. He was like some sort of cosmic warrior. He had a shield and a javelin, and he had like a metal hat on, with kind of like, you know, the Batman wings coming out the top, like, you know, horns or some fucking thing. And he was cleanly shaven and just fucking solid jaw and muscles and everything, and just fucking standing there, half coming out the clouds. I couldn't see the bottom part of his body. From the torso was coming up, but it was large, man, and it was there for about half an hour until the clouds disappeared. You see, on DMT and on mushrooms, you need something for them to work with. If you've got a clear blue sky, you won't see nothing. These things need something to work with, and that's why taking these things in the natural environment, where you've got natural spirits and everything like that, it works really well. and it's absolutely incredible. When I have took DMT inside, it's nasty. There's nothing to it at all. Don't like it. I just gotta get outside, man. And I'm not one of these lying down in the bed doing it either. Can't do that shit. My eyes just bolt open like this as soon as I realise I'm on DMT, and I just fly outside, grab my rucksack, and I'm out in the glory of cosmic God consciousness. So, people, you know, my videos should be enough to inspire you. They really should. I can't say anything more. I can't do anything more. All I can say is keep watching my videos, because you're gonna learn a great deal from them, but you've got to implement the stuff. And if I'm talking to you about how I'm feeling absolutely ecstatic, and I'm going to the gym every day, and I'm cycling every day, and I'm walking every day, well, you might just want to fucking think about that. Instead of just thinking, oh yeah, it's alright for the wake and brave, he's feeling like a fucking god, and you know, he's all muscles and fit and everything like that, but I'm not. And you know, he knows all about Carl Jung and Freud and all these, but I don't. Get your shit together. That's all I can say. I don't fucking take no prisoners, people. I ain't pulling any punches. Get your fucking shit together. If you want to live life, if you want to have a maximum fucking exhilarating, thrilling existence, get your fucking shit together.